Hello my art-loving friends! In today's video we will be exploring a page or two from each of these books. It should be so much fun! Welcome, my name is Miranda if you're new, and we do mostly watercolor on this channel, but sometimes we get distracted by a couple other fun things like this. And some subscription boxes and who knows what all, but mostly watercolor. I do have a watercolor book. I am still out camping, so I am filming this in my camper. That is okay. I have the microns that I grabbed from home to do this project today, and then these two things I wasn't quite sure what they were, but they looked interesting and I grabbed them. So I have two 02 microns and two that are basically an 05 or 5 if you will. Plus I did the Upcrate box unboxing in the last video. I'll link that in the corner for you in the description box below, and we have a micron 10 from that box, which is super fun because it's nice and thick. So that'll be great in this book here. Plus we have the Ecoline brush pen markers from that Upcrate box, which I thought could be fun to try in this book because this one is not a watercolor book, but I'm a watercolorist and I thought it would be fun to maybe add some watercolor effects. Plus when I went camping I couldn't help myself and I took or brought all of these watercolors with me. So I have the Himi Mia set, which I have been trying to use up for way too long now. The core wooden box set here that I got from a friend, and I'll talk to you more about that next time I use it. The 3 Van Gogh paints that I poured from the Upcrate box, plus a few extra Schminke mixture paints I have here. My Graham paints, very sticky, I love them. And I brought my Roman Schmal paints because I have a project I need to finish with this palette that I have not finished yet, so I thought, oh, if I have lots of free time I will work on that. I don't have free time, people. No free time. Too busy playing and exploring the old mines here. We're going to start with this one. This one was one I considered giving away to my grandma, but it was a signed copy and I decided to keep it for myself, and I just bought my grandma and my nieces and my daughters-in-law their own. So this one's mine. If you're unfamiliar with this book, it's just basically an easy way for you to work on doing art 30 days in a row, and they have a habit tracker here in the front that you can color in. She just wants you to work on your art 30 days in a row. And this first one is really fun because they're just these blank tea and coffee mugs, and here's some ideas for you to fill them in, and you're supposed to just take your micron and fill in random designs. Anyway, I figured that might be a fun place to start. I mean, why not? I'm going to start with the micron 5. It's a good medium size for this project. Kind of look at my colors here if I want to use these markers and see if that inspires anything in particular, and no, it does not, so I'll just make it up, no problem. So I do like the little heart design I see right here. I think that could be really fun here. So what if we do one kind of off the page over there? These hearts are definitely handmade. There is definitely something so satisfying about taking the micron directly to your paper without doing a pencil sketch first. I really suggest you guys try that. I did that in my last video too. It's very fun. That was fun. And I didn't realize this next one was a little bit off screen, so I'm just going to speed that one up for you, but it's some fun trees with, I don't know, asterisks for stars. I like it. I have this Colorado shirt. It's super dirty right now because I wore it out on the trails today and we were in a lot of dust, but anyway, there is the Colorado logo, and I live in Colorado and I'm visiting Colorado right now. So I thought this would be fun to do on this flat cup here, so I'm going to set that to the side as a reference. And I got out my micron 10 for this because I really wanted to use it, but the outlines of these mugs are so thin that it kind of looks a little bit off, but I still like it. It was fun. Good enough. So color will do that one some good. And then I just went on and filled up all of the rest of the cups with some various designs using some of the suggestions from the previous page that she had shown, and then a little bit of a mixture of whatever I wanted. I also used a variety of the different fine liners sizing because that was fun. This one's the 02 that I'm using right now. It's really pleasant, and it actually is a good size for matching the outlines of these cups, so I recommend that one for sure. So I have Joanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder coloring book, and that one's fun if all you want to do is color, but I really like this one because it's also an activity book. And there are times where it's much easier for you to just pull out a pen or a pencil and doodle, as opposed to pulling out paints and getting serious about painting something. Now, a water brush and some paint can alleviate some of that concern, of course. That makes it much easier to pull out your paints and just doodle something with your paint, but having the option to just pull out your micron fine liner, any other fine liner is fine, and or coloring pencils or markers and just doodle, even your regular pencil. And it's relaxing, it's fun, it's one of those stress-free things. You don't even have to think too hard about what to bring or what to do with it. And she gives you suggestions the whole time, and just pretty straightforward and lots of fun. So I'll definitely link this book and the other one I'll show you later in the video down below in case you haven't been exposed to them yet. You can. And she's got a new book. Joanna Basford has a new book coming out. I think that one is just a coloring book. Rooms of Wonder, I think it's called. Something like that. Anyway, it looks spectacular, of course, as all of her books are. All right, let's see how it took the marker on the back side. Oh, perfectly. This is very thick paper, and it didn't even try to come through, so that's good. Let's see how it takes the indigo paint from Van Gogh that we got in the upgrade box, because I think that would be a great color for the background of this one right here. Ooh, that's a pretty indigo. Very pretty indigo. I'm a little shaky. I've been working hard playing here. This location. This camping location. Been playing hard. Using my hands and arms a lot. Whole lot. It's just regular paper, so the blending isn't going to be perfection, but should be fun to try anyway. I don't know if it's just me or if the camper, I have these hooked into a USB port in a camper and that's run on solar. And it seems like these lights might be flashing a little bit, but I'm also really sleepy. So I know sometimes when I'm really sleepy, my eyes don't work quite as well as when I am fully alert. I don't know, you guys tell me, are these lights flashing? I guess I'll find out in editing, huh? Okay, so except for the paint, drying immediately because I am at 96 or 800 feet elevation camping right here and in a very dry part of Colorado, although it has rained a lot here. Anyway, not being watercolor paper is drying very quickly. All right, let's see how the paper took that. Kind of got a wet spot on there still, so just a second. And it is just fine. So can you see that? There's the back exactly where that cup is right here. And nothing. It's tiny bit warped, but that's it. So it takes watercolor just fine. I mean, it's like watercoloring on a really high quality, just regular paper, but it works and it's fun to be able to have that option. And I also was really glad that I had that upgrade box with me because it had those 4 markers in it, and I think that using markers in this book is going to be really fun. They don't bleed through, at least these didn't, and they're pretty, what do you call them? They're pretty juicy markers. So I think we've got a winner with using markers, colored pencils, basically whatever you want in this book. Posca pens would probably work. In fact, I'll probably test that when I get back home. And I pretty much used just the Himimiya set and the markers from the upgrade box to finish up this page. And that Himimiya set has 18 colors in it, of course, so that's anything you might ever want or need for colors. And a small brush was very good for the details here. I used my round size 6 and then that smaller, I think it was a round 2. I don't quite remember, but it wasn't very big. It wasn't tiny either, but this is my favorite one, the Colorado cup. And I mixed up a gray with my paint for that middle section. I really like that one. Here they all are. The only thing left to do is sign and date the page. They're very cute. This was fun, having a mixture of the markers, even though there's only a few made for some tacky colors, but it was fun to have markers. And the watercolors were great. Well, I mean, great being relative, but... Alright, let's move on to the next book. In case these books are new to you, I will briefly tell you about them. Dana Fox is the author, and she has a YouTube channel here, and I'll link that in the description box below. I've done several reviews or showings of these books before. She has the forest, the ocean, and the jungle one, and I think she's coming out with a new one pretty soon. I don't know if it's this year or next, but anyway, they're just a fun little way to do watercolor. She tells you exactly which colors you can use and how to do the objects, or the objects. So you can see I did this mushroom here a long time ago, back in 2020, but step-by-step instructions, the whole works. So there's a little ladybug in here that I would like to do, this here, and she gives you the outline already, so you don't have to do any drawing, you just have to paint. And the cool thing about these books, there's a lot of extra space on each page, and so every page is some type of watercolor paper, so you could even doodle in all the extra spaces. Like this ladybug's only going to take up the middle, but once I learn how to paint it, I could do a whole bunch of little ladybugs and keep practicing all around it. So I really like that. I started these acorns, but haven't finished them, but I want to do the ladybug today. And this is not high quality paper. I'm sorry, I can't remember if I mentioned that. It is probably a low to mid quality cellulose paper at best, but it's still really fun because you may not know how to paint a ladybug or what else, the acorns or the mushrooms, and it's fun to get her take on how to do it and which colors to use and in what order she does her paint. So it's definitely worth picking these up. Not to mention, I mean, it's just doodle painting fun. And what's better than that? You know, you don't have to have something serious. I think that's basically the whole idea of these activity books anyway, is you can learn something, you can have fun, and you don't have to be all serious about your drawing and your composition and everything else. It's just mostly done for you. You can see here I used that black Ecoline pen. It was super juicy, so it was perfect for this. And that is just the white watercolor paint that came in this Hemi set. Ta-da! All done. Hers, mine. I didn't have Indian red, so I just mixed brown, but very fun. And there is the 30 Days of Creativity and Watercolor with Me in the Forest. This was so much fun. In fact, I've gone camping a few times and I've regretted not having at least this book with me, because sometimes you don't want to have to come up with a design by yourself. You just want to paint something. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Toy. This is the first time he's grabbed a rope. This is so cute.
He's grabbed him before.
Has he? I haven't seen it. Go get it. Go get it. Little puppy wipeouts. So cute.